Welcome to NCIX Tech Tips. Today's episode is all about FasTrack Plus. So FasTrack Plus refers to Western Digital's way of prioritizing network traffic dynamically, on the fly, unlike other competing solutions, without any user intervention whatsoever. Now I want to start with a brief rundown of the entire WD-MyNet family of products, which is all about prioritization. So the MyNet 900 and the MyNet N900 Central are pretty much the same thing, except the Central has built-in storage. You can actually upgrade the N900 to kind of a central feature using Western Digital external storage, but it still won't be quite as integrated. Their MyNet switch is very unique in that it actually has hardwired network prioritization labeled ports on it. So you can say, oh, well, these are the computers that are most important to me. My computer and my brother's computer, because we're gaming. And then everyone else can just go, deal with it. And you can plug them into the lower priority ports without any software configuration whatsoever. Now, the MyNet N600 and N750 do have slower wireless. The N600 only has 1,000 ports, and they have FasTrack instead of FasTrack Plus. FasTrack relies on Western Digital firmware upgrades in order to give you that automatic prioritization, whereas the N900 and the N900 Central do it automatically on the fly without any intervention from anybody. And we're going to show you in a pretty cool real-world example how this technology works to prioritize things like SKYPE and Netflix over top of things like game patch downloads and FTPs and uTorrent and all that kind of crazy stuff. Welcome to the dark, dank hellhole, otherwise known as Slick's house, where we are going to be doing our torture test on the Western Digital MyNet N900 Central router to see if it can handle anything we can throw at it, pretty much. His internet connection is 25 megabit down, 2 megabit up, and we are absolutely hammering it. We have Diablo 3 as well as another game updating right now. We have an FTP download going on this notebook over a wired connection that is downloading my cat videos at around 650 kilobytes per second. We have a Skype call being made between us and Slick right here. Slick, say hi.
Hello.
And the internet connection running on Slick's PC is actually a separate one. We are wirelessly using the neighbor's connection, which we of course have permission for. We are streaming, yes, we have one of his other roommates streaming on XSplit. We have 2 uTorrent clients running on separate PCs, all running off the MyNet Central here, that are going both up and down. And finally, we are streaming an HD video on Netflix on this other iPad. So through all this, let's have a look at what we have done to Slick's internet connection, which, remember guys, used to be 25 megabit down, 2 megabit up. Now the thing to remember is that FasTrack technology actually dynamically analyzes the kind of traffic going through your network and optimizes your connection thusly. So, for example, you can see that in our speed test, we got a ping of almost 1 second to the nearest server. Our upload speed has been decimated to 0.38 megabit per second, and our download speed is more than half consumed. And in spite of that, when I take one of my higher priority applications, such as, hey Slick, okay, see, there we go, such as Skype, or my Netflix video stream, and I want to navigate to a different part of the video, we are not seeing slowdown here, but what we are seeing is we are seeing dynamic slowdown on things like our video game updates and things like our FTP downloads and torrents. So I hope this served as a very practical demonstration of what FasTrack technology does. Remember, the key difference between FasTrack Plus, which is on the 900 routers, and FasTrack is that FasTrack Plus doesn't even require, besides no user input, no profiles even to be loaded into the router. It analyzes the traffic and adjusts for what it deems to be most important completely automatically. Thank you for joining us in Slick's humble abode, where we gave you that real-world demonstration showing how no matter how hard you hammer the N900, in this case we were using the Central, but they're the same basic hardware in here. No matter how hard you hit it, it will continue to prioritize your HD movie streaming as well as your Skype call in spite of what everyone else is doing on the network. And this was without any setup whatsoever. We literally went click, click, click through the router setup and didn't touch anything else. So if you don't want to think about it, if you want to make sure that the right network traffic is always being prioritized, then you could do a whole lot worse for yourself than picking up a WD MyNet N900 router. And if you don't mind waiting for Western Digital to build profiles for the particular games you're playing or whatever else, the N600 and the N750 are great choices as well. Thank you for checking out this episode of NCIX Tech Tips, and don't forget to subscribe.